100 here, 1v1, Judgement of Carrion. We have Edtjuh as the Kommando knob. Infiltration hero, fights in ranged mainly. Has some nasty tricks. Hopefully we'll see some in this game. Up against Toilailee as the Lord General support commander. Has a retinue of stormtroopers, as you can see, can add to that retinue over the course of the game. Toilailee going for a sentinel. Tier 1 vehicle, can decap points but cannot cap them. Has heavy armor, so small arms can damage it. Stomps on the K-Nob, stunning him. Edtjuh going for dual shooters, which is the usual opening for Ork players. Light ranged infantry, they start with slugger boys, light melee infantry. Toilailee going for more guardsmen. Light ranged infantry, they of course start with guardsmen also. Going for the sergeant upgrade, giving them 3 more members and a sergeant. Also lets them reinforce quicker. We have 3 VPs as always, running east to west on this map. X diagonally, none of them natural really. Lord General taking tons of damage, loses a retinue member. Looks like he's going to get away. Shooter boys retreat. Perhaps he was expecting a stun there. Guardsman taking the eastern point. Kommando going up for Toilailee. Sluggers taking the entire west side. Sentinel decapping this fully matured wreck point, very annoying. Now back up to full HP, repaired by the guardsman. Dual shooters and K-Nob moving back out to the center. Sentinel can now come and decap this western VP. Sluggers will tear these guardsmen apart and they retreat immediately on sight of them. K-Nob to capture this wreck point. Lord General won't be able to stand against all of this stuff. Sluggers take the VP. Sentinel comes in to help. We have big shooters on the shooter boys. Not on these though. One is on the way. There it is. Double big shooters. Sentinel taking tons of damage from these shooter boys. Sluggers moving in on these guardsmen, trying to repair the Sentinel. Special attacks going off. 3 guardsmen go down. 4. Won't take them long to reinforce. East is red. Center is gonna be blue. West is blue. 445 plays 500. Early lead for Toilailee. Dual shooters against guardsmen. Guardsmen have cover, but that's a bit too much Dakar, I think. They're gonna be forced off. Should just leave. He's taking unnecessary losses here. And eventually they do. Shooters can now cap this VP, perhaps even harass this power. K-Nob forced off the center, has his extra equipment. Wonder if we'll see his shotgun, since there's lots of light infantry around. Toilailee has 3 guardsman squads on the field. Shooters bash, that's a lot of losses. 1 squad down to a single member. Toilailee doing pretty well in the early going, inflicting losses. Lord General has his retinue back up and running, taking this fully matured wreck point. Toilailee hanging out in center with his sentinel and guardsmen. Here comes Edtjuh with triple shooters now. There's the K-Nob stun bomb, misses everything but does force a retreat. Sentinel very close to going down. Lord General now taking lots of Dakar to the face and runs away. Guardsmen trying to recap some power, as are sluggers. Natural wreck point still uncapped for Edtjuh. Toilailee goes to tier 2. with very little power expenditure, in fact none. Sluggers taking the east side. Here comes Toilailee to the center again. Sentinel taking a ton of damage, lost half itself in a couple of seconds to these shooters. Toilailee should have gone to the west side, I think. He has guardsmen there, so I suppose he should fight the center. Sentinel can't get close enough to stomp, it's taking so much damage. Edtjuh is forced off though. The Toilailee will be hitting tier 2 very quickly. Sentinel can decap this east side and his guardsman can cap it. Lord General loses a stormtrooper to the Kommando knob. We see a Chimera on the way for Toilailee. Edtjuh needs to get tier 2 to counter it really. Guardsmen are going to be stunned. Kanob stuns himself, but these shooter boys can shoot his guardsmen to bits and they are forced off. Chimera will be very annoying for Edtjuh to deal with. Need some tank busters. He can go tier 2 now. Guardsman taking the east. West is already red. Sluggers scaring off these guardsmen. Down to 4 members though. Kommando knob takes the center 2-1 cap for red. The sentinel goes down to these double shooters. Trying to out repair the damage, perhaps a mistake from Toilailee. Edtjuh does go tier 2. Chimera, it's going to be a headache for Edtjuh, but he has spotted it early at least. He can get out some tank busters, or that's pretty much going to be his best choice, maybe a Death Dread. Or General forcing off these sluggers with the help of guardsmen. Shooters who do not have their big shooter. Lord General closing for melee and the shooters run away. Chimera. Transport vehicle allows guardsmen to reinforce around it. Also allows guardsmen to get in quickly to avoid nasty AoE, such as a weird boy if Edtjuh were to get one. Tank busters on the way for Edtjuh to deal with this Chimera. I think they take out a Chimera with one of their barrages. I think that's right. Kommando knob putting down some booby traps in the center VP. Creeping barrage out. Tons of Orks dying. That's a global ability of the Lord General. Kommando knob being very sneaky, putting down a booby trap and skulking away. Looks like he's going to go to the east side, doesn't try to cap center. Guardsmen working on Edtjuh's natural power on this side, have a last turret up just to be even more annoying. Can be easily flanked though. Lord General has his Commissar, which gives him that shield ability. You can see the Commissar there. That's the tank busters barrage, and the Chimera just gets away. It's quite a small map. That barrage ability is going to be very dangerous. Could just fire it right into base. Edtjuh goes to work on Toilailee's natural power over here. He has capped the center. More booby traps going down. These are retreat paths of things retreating from the flanks. Guardsmen don't want to be in melee with anything, and they are forced off by sluggers. Lord General gets away just. All of the gens go down to Edtjuh. There's the barrage, misses the Chimera. Big shooters forced to retreat. Fully upgraded guardsmen, all 12 members. No weapon though. Tank busters go down. That's gonna be tough. Chimera's still around. These guards are forcing melee on these shooters. Retreating units of course take more damage from melee. Might see this booby trap go off if Edtjuh spots it. Kommando is taking the west side. Probably wants a clump of guardsmen before he sets off the traps. Here is a death dread for Edtjuh. Ork walker vehicle. Pretty cheap. Not the most durable thing, but can be upgraded. No sign of it yet for Edtjuh. Has a very nasty special attack, as you saw there. Guardsman squad goes down completely. A bit sloppy from Toilailee. Should just retreat them the hell out of there. It's also going to be nasty for this Chimera if we can catch it. We have a heavy weapon team, heavy weapon squad, on the field for Toilailee. May see a las cannon, we do. Which will be bad news for this Death Dread if it gets into range, just out of range at the moment. And it's getting hit. We have a Kommando squad called in by Edtjuh. A good choice for this reason. Can completely shut down infantry with that ability. Take tons of damage though, and they retreat. Death Dread down to half health, can be repaired by these sluggers. No sign of the slugger knob leader, which was buffed in the recent patch. Ouch! Kommando knob decimating those guardsmen with the special shooter. High explosive shells are devastating to light infantry. He goes down in retreat though. Lord General also has his Vox operator there. Death Dread moving in on his guards when they don't want to get involved. Really don't. The heavy weapon squad went down. Stormtroopers on the way for Toilailee. Probably get the anti-vehicle kit to try and deal with this Death Dread, which is just going to tear everything apart that Toilailee has right now. Lord General putting up his shield, knocked down by these commandos. If they can get close and get off a burner bomb on that blob, that's going to be nasty, especially if they catch them away from the Chimera. They won't be able to get in. 187 plays 426. Edtjuh has a lot of work to do here. Stormtroopers infiltrate, get in their anti-armor kit. Burner bomb misses. Stormtrooper top takes tons of damage. So do these guardsmen. This special shooter is ripping them to pieces, constantly reinforcing of course because of the Chimera. Toilailee, tons of requisition leak. As you can see, floating quite a decent amount of power. Doesn't have the requisition to spend it. May see this booby trap go off, and the Lord General we do. He can still finish his decap though. That's turret still covering this power. Bit starved of power is Edtjuh. 15 income. Here comes the Chimera. Guardsman can now decap this power and this VP. Edtjuh moving center again. Stormtroopers forced off. He can now cap center. Sluggers fixing the Death Dread. Weird Boy hitting the field. Ork sub-commander Psyker has an artillery attack and lots of fun spells. That's a creeping barrage, and that's going to be nasty. Might wipe these shooters here. No, they get away. Weird Boy really tried to cap center. Death Dread is fixed up. Toilailee still needs to take it down. Here come the stormtroopers with their anti-armor kit. 2-0 cap for Toilailee. Edtjuh focused on inflicting losses right now instead of capping. The zap going off on those guardsmen from the Weird Boy. Guardsmen taking tons of damage from this death thread. This is nasty. What are they doing hanging around? Special attack killing about 3 or 4 and they run away. Anti-armor stormtroopers get vomited on and run. Lord General takes center 2-1 cap. Kommando knob, booby traps and caps the west side. Great use of the Kommando knob by Edtjuh. Don't have to use your commander in combat. There are lots of other things for them to do, especially if you're a sneaky orc. Tank busters on the way for Edtjuh. Wants to get rid of this chimera. Toilailee goes tier 3. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Edtjuh has superior numbers. Still way away from a Baneblade. Lord General has his grenade launchers, as you can see. Kommando squad disrupting all this infantry. Ouch. High explosive shells killing about 8 guardsmen, and it looked like. 2-1 cat for Edtjuh now. He has the east and west sides thanks to the Weird Boy. Guardsmen dying in drove, just constantly reinforcing out of this chimera. Toilailee lost all of his requisition. There's the creeping barrage forcing Edtjuh's stuff off. Tank busters were out, weren't able to really damage this chimera though. Edtjuh needs some power income here. Lord General coming to the west side. Edtjuh has the numbers, has done a great job preserving infantry. Just has been lucky a few times with creeping barrages, especially the one in his base early on. Could have wiped a couple of squads. All these guardsmen forced off. They reinforce 3 at a time, of course, since they have both of their leaders, Commissar and Sergeant. Sluggers forced off with 1 model by stormtroopers. Toilailee is now tier 3, still starved the requisition because all the losses Edtjuh's been able to inflict. Special shooter's been insane. Where is the Kommando knob now? He's exploding shells on the stormtroopers. May wipe them here. They just get away with 2 members and 68 hit points. He can now booby trap and cap this VP. There he goes. Center is blue. Pretty well defended. Weird Boy is going to come to this west side. Shooter boys need to get out of there. Edtjuh must be watching elsewhere. They go down in melee in retreat to the Lord General. Bit of a blow to Edtjuh. Be a bit harder to cover all 3 VPs now. Here come a load of guardsmen. But there's nothing they can do to these commando squads. Edtjuh now has 2. They are of course a global call-in for the Kommando knob. Very nice DPS. Very nice abilities. Often overlooked unit. Last turret is taking out. Weird Boy can now cap the West VP. 119 plays 299. Lemon Russ on the way for Toilailee. Sluggers moving to the west to take this power point perhaps. Shooter boys reinforced and heading center. No squad leaders you notice for Edtjuh's squads. Very good at managing his economy and not getting upgrades just for the sake of it. Lord General knocked down and disrupted, and so is this blob of guardsmen. It's K-Nobs have been so difficult to deal with. Here comes a Lemon Rust though, which may change things, especially if he can take out these tank busters. Chimera being very cautious, should be lending its fire support in my opinion. Bernabon forcing off the Lord General. Tank busters working on the Lemon Rust. No sign of an upgrade for it yet. Tank busters need to be very careful, down to 2 members. They should get away, they do. West side is blue. Zap going off from the weird boy. Guardsmen dying in droves. Ouch, high explosive shells. This special shooter is insane against light infantry. And K-Nob is forced off, triple capped for him though. Booby trap can disrupt this Lord General if Edtjuh spots it. And it does. Doesn't stop the decap though. I did briefly. Lemon Rust down to half health. Chimera's in big trouble. Creeping barrage forces Edtjuh off. Toilailee able to use that global as a crutch. Ouch, lots of Orks died there. I think he used Call the Boys. Sluggers cap this power point. Can go and steal that one now perhaps. High explosive shells. Ouch. Look how quickly they're reinforced though, insane. We now have double tank busters. I'm not sure what Toilailee could have done, even Ogrins would have been disrupted by the Kommando squad. If he could have got double Ogrins out and keep them separated, perhaps he would have rolled Edtjuh, but it looks like Edtjuh's going to take this. Let's see how Toilailee can stop him with his army competition. There's a warp vomit, stunning all those guardsmen. This Lemon Rust is going to die. No, might get away with 40 hit points. Orks are forced off, but Edtjuh has a 2-0 cap right now. Guardsman takes center. A mistake for Toilailee to go tier 3 in my opinion. Should have tried and got 2 Ogren squads out. Toilailee forced off by cloaked commandos. Chimera has some extra armor. Toilailee calls GG and concedes at 119 to 26. Good game. Great comeback from Edtjuh. Thanks for watching guys. I'll see you next time.